Bitcoin dropped here massively to the downside over the last 24 hours, and everybody's guessing what was the real reason for this crunch here that we saw in the price action. I will show you exactly what caused this drop and if we should get prepared for sub $100,000 levels. Let's go. Guys, thank you for tuning in here on this Tuesday. I cannot believe that's again Tuesday. I was just thinking like a couple hours ago, oh, is it actually Tuesday? And then I looked at the calendar. Insane, insane. We jumped directly into the charts here, or so to speak, into the news for today, because the reason why we broke down is actually two reasons why we broke down. One reason was rumors that one of the biggest market makers and liquidity providers in the space was going to sue Binance over the 10th of October crypto crash. But then the CEO came out of Wintermute and denied that they are planning to sue Binance. He said something between the lines in an interview, and that's why people were thinking, oh, there's room for interpretation. Maybe he's going to sue them. He's preparing legal action against them, etc., etc. But in the end, nothing really came from it. And then he said, no, I'm actually not doing that. And you can see here, so here flash crash 15.2% on the 10th of October. So, and here you see here nothing has changed since his tweet. So he's not doing anything. And yeah, there was false alarm. So the other reason I should have put up a chart for that is that between Wintermute and Binance are a lot of transactions happening in the hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're not saying, but there are on-chain analysts coming out right now and saying they are actually selling on the market their own holdings, and that is causing the crash. And then there's the other side that is saying no, they're actually not selling their own holdings. It's customers selling their holdings on their platform, and that is causing the crash. But we have, of course, also technical reasons, not only fundamental reasons and news-driven reasons for that. The next reason was I warned you about this order block here. I told you this order block is bearish, this one here, and said for this week we need to get the pump here to the upside. And even last week's candle, I said we need to close above $112,000. Otherwise, we're gonna get here most likely bearish continuation. And this is what we are seeing right now. We are breaking here key support at $106,000 approximately. And we are also about to break out of this upward sloping channel, which would be also insanely bearish for Bitcoin on the macro time frames. If we see that here unfolding in front of our eyes, that we get not only a wick below that, but the next weekly candle would be outside and going lower. On the daily time frame, we need to talk about next major levels where Bitcoin can potentially bounce from. So we are currently in an area where Bitcoin could see getting supported and moving back to the upside, but this goes all the way down to $103,000 approximately. So another another $600, $900 to the downside before we could see here a significant move back above the upward sloping trend line here. And this is the first level, imminent level, that we need to reclaim. That is at $105,000 currently. After that, price action would be squeezed and sandwiched between this downward sloping former support line and the upward sloping former support line. So this downward sloping support line is at $106,000. So what we really need in the short term, in the next 2 days, is a reclaim of $106,000 and close above that to have any chance of continuation here from current levels. If we are failing to do that, then I have to break it to you guys. There are other levels that we need now to have a look at. And I have to move the microphone a little bit out of the way because, yeah, so like this is better for me. Let's get into this here. So next major level of support is here at around $100,800 to $98,800 approximately. So, but here is a huge problem. So there are a lot of buy orders there around that level. So, but what if this is not holding? where are we going if this level also fails? Then things get ugly. And your next major level of support is here at around $96,000. Here, $96,400 to $94,400. But I have also some good news, guys. I have a little bit of good news. Even if we drop lower than that, even if we go to $92,000, we would be still in an upwards bullish momentum structure. So this structure will be only broken, and now get this. So for this, we need to zoom out. If we break below $92,000. So if we break here this level, then it's over. But until then, we are fine. So why from that specific level? Because from here we started the upwards trend and went into a massive all-time high. So lose that level, and the bear market is here. There's no denying that anymore. If we go to $92,000 and we close a daily and a weekly candle below that level, that was the bull run, guys. You know, so there is potentially still a altcoin season. We had this in 2017 and in 2021 too, where after the major top and we started to go down with Bitcoin, we got the altcoin season. So I would not write off altcoin season just yet, but for Bitcoin, that's it, at least in the midterm. You know, break here $92,000, Bitcoin is done for a couple of months. And then the only thing that you have is hopefully a small altcoin season. And if there's, anything close to happening, what's happening right now with altcoins, then that's it for the next couple of months. So, but right now, I don't believe that this is going to be the case. So even that we go down to $92,000 is something that I think is right now. How would I frame that? Not out of the realm of possibilities, but the probability that we are actually reaching that level are quite low. $100,000 to basically scare the last people out of the market and make them believe that we are going into bear market right now. Yeah, possible. Definitely possible if we are not seeing here reclaim really, really fast. Then here on the daily chart with 200 moving average, I warned you about this, that we had here a bearish engulfing, strong rejection. We did not hold above the golden ratio. We tried at $106,700, got also there rejected. Now we are getting rejected from the 0.786 level, so really, really looking like a lot of shit here right now. If we are not reclaiming that level, at least here today, then also here, continuation to the downside, $100,000 is the next target. On the MDX Algo Scalp Gradients, here we're getting a first reversal indication down here with a bullish divergence there, and also 2 dot plots already. So, but we need to see follow through, and right now we are not seeing follow through. We're seeing continuation to the downside with a continuation pattern on top of that. So here that candle with that doji, and then here this candle going to the downside for another 3 hours and 20 minutes is a continuation pattern. It's not a reversal pattern. So that would be only a reversal pattern if we go above $104,500 and start to move in direction of the daily open. So as long as that is not happening, we will come here most likely to the 1.618 at $100,200, $300 approximately. And then we are getting here another dot plot on the MDX Algo Scalp Gradients and have a couple more green candles and then reverse back to the upside. On the 30-minute chart, so breakout structure did still not happen. We are still here clearly in a downtrend. There's no deviation yet, no major deviation. This here could turn into a deviation if we get a pump back to this downward sloping resistance line right now. So this is currently a resistance line at $106,500. Pump here back up, then this area is a deviation and we should get a move to the upside from here. So if this is not a deviation and this is a bear flag, what it currently looks like. So, or, yeah, clearly a bear flag. So if this bear flag breaks to the downside, let's see, where will this get us? So if I take it here really with a bearish approach, then yeah, $100,000, $100,200 roughly. If I take a more conservative approach, it's $101,100 approximately. So in any case, not really good. So this is something that you can put on your own chart. Watch this. If we are breaking here $103,300 and close a 50-minute candle outside here below, then you're gonna get something like this here to the downside, and only then we come back up. Now, what happened to my trade here? My trade is gone. So, but I had a stop loss. You see here, half of the money, over half of the money is still there. So I have a little bit, actually I walked away with a little bit of profit. Why I'm not quiet. I don't know what's going on. I have here almost max volume on. So I started with $50,000. I still have $56,000. So technically I still ended up here protecting my capital. Oh shit, my mouse stopped working. I need here a second. Now I need to yap a little bit until the mouse charged a little, just a little bit. Because I cannot switch between tabs until the mouse is charged. So you give it here a minute or something. Yeah, so luckily my stop loss kicked in and I walked away with $6,400 of my actual profit. So, but of course, I round tripped $50,000 in that move. But I rather start from scratch than have nothing. So here I just wait right now. I wait and then I'm gonna build a new position and then I'm gonna take it higher than I actually did before. So guys, again, if you want to trade on Weex, there's still promotions going on, $30,000 in deposit bonuses. There is a link in the description below for that. That's the main platform where I trade currently all my Bitcoin trades. So now give me my mouse back. Where is my mouse now? Ah, it's still up there. Come on. Ah, there we go. Yeah. So, yeah, and don't forget, you get $400 absolutely for free just for signing up, binding your phone and your email address, downloading the app, and $500 if you deposit $500. You get another $400, so in total $800. Plus, you get access to my Telegram group. There, we did not trade anything in that move because I'm busy with a lot of other things here on the side right now. But I promise everybody in the group there will be some trades later today again. And I was actually one of the few channels, I saw maybe one or two other channels that called the only coins that were moving yesterday. So and I gonna have some other coins that are also the only ones that are moving potentially today again. That are going to post in a Telegram group. What you need to do is described in the description below. Just follow all the steps and you need a Weex account for that. Or a Tappet account also works. If you cannot have a Weex account, use a Tappet account. There is a link somewhere in my description for Tappet too. So go and check this out. Now, liquidation levels. To the downside, not much to grab anymore. But on the liquidation levels, there is still here this area that is currently giving us a little bit of a headache. All the way down here to like $100,800. But afterwards, look what's only here. Over leveraged liquidity is only above us. But something else that I saw here earlier is all these shorts that were up here. Remember, here were a shit ton of shorts up in that cluster, all gone. They all took profit. I don't know what their target was. Maybe $106,000. But they all took profit. So, and yeah, that is a little bit sad because that would have been nice liquidity to grab here based on liquidation notes. But I think on the liquidation heat map, they're actually still there. Let's have a look here. On the 2 weekly chart, so here you see short-term liquidity is still around $113,000. Key level right now to reclaim is $112,000 for continuation of this Bitcoin bull run. If we are not getting that, then yeah, we maybe get an altcoin season and that's it. So, and maybe then the people that screamed 4-year cycle is still intact and we just like extended it by like a month or two were right. You know, so I don't believe that, to be honest. I believe that the bull run and the 4-year cycle, so the 4-year cycle, I think the 4-year cycle is toast. I think it's now a 5.5 to 6 year cycle because of the institutional money. So, but this is a different, yeah, a different topic for a different time. So, but that's why I don't believe that we are actually done with the bull market. So just that you understand where my reasoning is coming from. So, but if we are staying for an extended amount of time continuously here below $112,000, maybe they were right, especially if we keep going lower here. So, but you see it to the downside, there is not really a lot of liquidity to be taken here anymore. So if I go here, even to a monthly chart, I hate when this happens with the mouse. See, we are already eating into the last big clusters of concentrated liquidity. So he is at $103,400, still something. But once that's taken, there's nothing anymore. And then here short term, like I said, $112,000 becomes the next target with a short squeeze. Once we're touching here $108,500, $800 approximately. So let's see how many people are actually here today. Oh, wow, 132. Amazing, guys. Do me a favor, smash up the like button. I want to get more people in here. Would be amazing if you help me out with that, because actually I have a really rough day regardless of what the market is doing. It's because of everything else what I'm doing. I'm highly frustrated, and you can help me to get my mood up a little bit if you smash up the like button, guys. So now Bitcoin dominance on an absolutely rampage. Not really surprising with how Bitcoin is here behaving right now. I honestly did not see this coming, that we are going back to like 60 or 61%. But again, Bitcoin doing its thing, not really surprised. We're seeing here a little bit of pullback in today's candle, which is giving relief to certain altcoins, not all altcoins. We're going to talk about this in a minute. But yeah, right now also highly concerning to see this here. On the USDT dominance, also here, highly concerning what I see. I warned you about the USDT dominance, that this is something that you have to watch. There is no looking back, no looking away from this. When I exactly mentioned to you guys here 2 days ago, I said break into this major support area here, and it will get ugly. And it did get ugly when I called it. So now what you don't want to see is that we're actually breaking out of that. So if we are seeing here a breakout, forget what happened here on this here in April or on this Friday. On the 10th of October. This will be way worse. So not in terms of liquidations, but the slowly grind to the downside for altcoins will be horrible. Will be really horrible. And I reckon if we break out of here, for example, Solana will be trading below $130 and Ethereum below $3,000 again, if we are seeing this. And Bitcoin will be under $100,000 if we go here like to 6%. Nobody wants to see that. So unless you want to buy at these levels. But if you have right now longs open, you don't want to see that. Total free market cap also breaking down here. So if USDT dominance is keep pushing higher, then here this is the next cluster that we go down to. $820 billion to $864 billion approximately. Unless we are seeing tomorrow a reclaim back into that support area here of $946 to $978 billion, which would technically be a reversal candlestick pattern. So if we get here a reversal by tomorrow, everything is fine, continuation, blue skies. But if you get here tomorrow in any shape or form, a candle going up, getting rejected, then we're going down here. And you can actually then open some shorts. You know, it would make sense if you're not already having some shorts. In that moment, it will make a lot of sense to have some shorts. What do I have here open? Okay, yes, tap it. So then Ethereum broke out of the trading range. Also highly bearish right now based on that. The next target for Ethereum, if we are not seeing here a turnaround and a retest of $3,660, to try to get back into that range, and this being declared a deviation, the next major level, I'm going to show it to you here, is down here. So here, this one. I never made this green. So 3,100 to 3,150, but there's one above, and that's where we on that Friday 3 weeks ago got in, and that's basically here, 3,350 to 3,400 approximately. So this is for me the next area where I buy more spot and also open new Ethereum long positions, only from there. That is a really strong area of support. If that area breaks, then we go even lower than that. And yeah, I don't have to explain you how bad that would be. But I most likely at that point, I would just keep adding to my Ethereum long position. Now, Solana bounced off here the $157 mark, which was also a crucial support area. And now we need to see some follow through here. The RSI is looking bullish, the MACD is looking bullish, stochastic looking bullish, but you can throw this all out of the window if Bitcoin decides to take another shit here and dumps here one more time to the downside. What you need to see over the next 24 hours is V-shaped recovery. V-shaped recovery back to at least $174. That is what is needed here. To maintain an upwards trend on Solana. If that is not the case and we keep breaking lower, then here 146, 130, what is this, $137, these become your next levels where I would get a position, but nothing in between. So it's either breaking here to the upside past $165 and taking a trade from there, or 146, and if it goes lower, 138, that's where you add to your positions. Now let's talk about some of the altcoins that are actually performing well, even though everything else is going to shit. And I made some trades on these coins today, and I was technically pretty late, and I made still an insane amount of money on them. And before you scream, why did I not share that? It was too fast. You know, it happened really too fast. I entered the trade. I was half typing it up to send it to Twitter and to other places, and then it went already. You know, I would have wrecked everybody if I would have sent it. That's why I did not send it. Now, one of them is Arweave. So for Arweave, to be fair, I did not trade Arweave because I'm watching here this $4.12, $4.15, sorry, $4.15 dollar resistance. Once that resistance is broken, and I get here a 30-minute candle close above that level, I'm gonna long this from here and trade the continuation. The other way how I'm gonna trade this is if I see another pullback to $3.91. So because currently, if I go here to like a 15-minute time frame, that is the current trading range that we are in. And we are basically here at the mid-range and struggling to break above the mid-range with the current candle. So either we break $4.15 or we come back to $3.91. Both are good levels to take a long position here. And then the next level where I get out, because it's a short-term trade, is $4.70. It's more than enough. It's that is like a 15% move, or almost a 20% move. From here it's like a 15, I think, 13, and here from the bottom level it's over 20. Yeah, roughly 20. Yeah, exactly 20%. So either 13 or 20% is in that trade here, in that setup. Yeah, whatever comes first is what I'm gonna trade. For ICP, I warned you about this. This is going to be a rocket ship, you know. So look at this here. This was given yesterday. You know, yesterday it said $3.67. If we come back down here, trade this to the upside. And also here $4.17 was what I called. Even there, you could have still entered to like $5. And look at this here. So that would have been still a 20% move to the upside. Now we're even higher than that. So would I enter this right now? No. Can it fly higher? Yes. I think this is going to fly to $6.13. But the risk to reward ratio here is not there. You know, the risk to reward is like, the risk is too high right now. And in my perspective, minutes chart, here it looks not that bad, to be honest. It doesn't look that bad. So here, if I would set my stop loss at $5.05, that is a 4% stop loss. Let me actually have a look here. To $6.14. So current price, I would enter here, stop loss here. That is not that bad. 16% to the upside, 4% stop loss. That might be okay. That might be something that we can live with for that trade here. But maybe, just maybe, I would wait to see this small downward sloping trend line to be broken, because here is a small bull flag forming on the 15-minute time frame. And you have to take a 15-minute time frame bull flag with some grain of salt here. They're not highly accurate. You know, I think they have they have a probability of 40 to 50% to go to the target. So be careful with a bull flag here. So, but the target would be $6.70, $6.76 actually. So even way higher than my target here of $6.13. So could it reach that today? Technically yes, but that would be another 30% move to the upside. I think. Is it a 30% move? Yeah, almost a 30% move. So I reckon it's not gonna happen in that we are going to see another 30% move today, but like $6, I could see this reaching $6 by today. Would I enter this right now? No, definitely not. Like I said, I would wait. Then the next one is Zcash. So Zcash, what did I tell you multiple times, guys? I told you $475 is the target. I cannot remember how many times I said this, and I said if it comes back down from there, here, the green box, that is where you want to long it from. So if you are interested in Zcash, this is where you want to long it from right now. Would I personally do this just right now? No, because we had here a bearish reversal pattern exactly at the 3.618 here, an evening star pattern, and we have here a red doji candle. So the next candle could be a problem, could be a continuation candle to the downside, and then we go back to $360, and that is a 10% move currently. And you don't want to get like rinsed out like this. So rather, I wait either that this turns green, or if I'm really risk adverse and I want to push it, I want to see here another 2, 3 15-minute candles above the green support area before I enter this. But from an indicator perspective, this looks not bad. That looks not bad. So, but yeah, like I said, strong resistance here at $4.75. That's why I would not chase this right now, because that resistance is definitely now multiple times confirmed. Now, the next one is Dash. Also, Dash absolutely flying here. Yesterday, again, I gave you the opportunity, said here, break the downward sloping trend line, and it starts to fly to at least $100. It went to almost $50 here, yeah. It was $150.14. So I checked it earlier. That was a 70% move here. Look at this, a 70% move that I gave you from yesterday, and that in a market where Bitcoin is just going down. So, so we are still printing here on this channel, which is amazing. So now, would I enter this from anywhere where we are right now? No. So if you want to get a new trade here, this is the level, $123, 5% to the downside, then you can enter this. And we are, yeah, definitely looking like that we're going a little bit more lower. Here on the 4-hourly chart, it's, yeah, see here, indecision candles. This is your current trading range for Dash. Here, this is the range. If you break below that range, then here, the golden ratio is your next level where you can long it from. And so that's why I would be currently a little bit careful with that. It is a big range. You know, I'm gonna admit it's a big trading range. But yeah, right now I'm not chasing this. And then I had another one. Yeah, I remember. I almost forgot. So let me see. Where did this go? It's over here. So Zen was another one that was doing pretty well today overall. And that was the one that I was actually trading. And luckily I got out because you see that drop that happened afterwards. So I did not really chart here anything on this setup. So I'm gonna do this now on the fly. So let's go. Oh wow. Well, is there already? Yeah, so here, that is the reason why it's going down. There was a bearish divergence. So lower highs, higher highs, bearish divergence, that's why it came down. On the 4-hourly chart, so really powerful. And now, yeah, so this here is basically the zone. So this is your current support area for Zen, all the way down to like $17. And it is, again, it's a big zone, you know, so I know that. But yeah, I would maybe try to long it from $18.45 if it goes back there. And otherwise we need to break, and I need a lower time frame for that. Let's see, we need to break here. Yeah, so spot on where I basically placed it. $19.53 would be the other level that we need to break. Here on a 30 minutes chart, it looks like it wants to go. Okay, now it changed. There, let's place here a line like this. I see this better. So by here, even if we get above $19.54, let it be $19.54, I would definitely take profit when we reach here $26 roughly, because you have now this upward sloping resistance line acting as resistance. So, or you set a stop loss at around $24 when we are approaching 26. And then if you are really getting lucky and they are pushing it through, it goes to $30 and you like manually close it all the way up there. So there, you see there are opportunities in the market every single day if you know where to look. And these are, in my opinion, the only 4 coins right now that I would be focusing on if I would be trading anything. Guys, I'm here over 30 minutes. Thank you so much for everybody that was here today. We were more than the last 3 weeks on this channel, so I'm really, really happy about this. And thank you so much for showing me here some love that you were here in a huge number, because like I said, I have not the best day today. I'm not feeling like moody or bad or something. It's more like frustrated that things are not moving as fast as I want, you know. So and I lost $50,000. So but yeah, that's not really the thing that's annoying me so much. But other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, smash up the like button, especially everybody that's new here. Subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, and I'll see you then again with more money tomorrow.